Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Dylan from ROTOSZN.com, and in this video I'm going to be taking a look at the first Thursday night football slate we have on the NFL 2021 season between the Dallas Cowboys and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm going to just be going team by team, talking about plays I like, plays I don't like, and giving my overall opinions on this showdown slate. A few things before I get into that. I do want to ask that you like the video and subscribe to the channel. That really does help me out a lot with YouTube rankings. We're going to have tons and tons of NFL content all season long. I'm going to be covering every Sunday main slate as well as every primetime showdown slate. So Thursday night football, Monday night football, and Sunday night football. And then I'm also going to be doing prize picks, props videos, and stack videos, team stacks and game stacks as well. So there's going to be tons of NFL content all season long. So go ahead and sub to the channel so you don't miss out on any of that. And then I also want to mention ROTOSZN Premium. If you are interested in more in-depth content to help you out throughout the season, ROTOSZN Premium is going to get you access to things like my core plays cheat sheet that I do for every Sunday slate and all the primetime slates. It'll also get you access to my favorite value plays, my tournament plays, a whole bunch of NFL content. If you are interested in that, ROTOSZN.com/premium. You can get your first week 50% off, so you can try it out for $3.50. But to get into the slate, I'm going to start off with the Dallas side. Quarterback, Dak Prescott. I think he's probably my favorite QB on the slate. I do give him a slight edge over Brady. One, because Dak has some mobility. If he can get you a little bit of rushing upside. And two, I do expect the Bucs to be playing from the lead in this game, which means the Cowboys should be forced into more passing situations. Dak Prescott, in his first 5 weeks last year, obviously got injured for the season against the Giants, but he was really playing great. 450 yards, 472 yards, 502 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns. He had a game with 3 rushing touchdowns. I mean, Dak was really playing out of his mind. 43 fantasy points, 33, 42. And of course, he gets injured. Like, Dak was really, really playing good last season. Now, that was against the Atlanta defense, the Seahawks defense, and the Cleveland defense, which the Browns actually had a good defense. So I don't expect like crazy numbers like this, but I do think Dak can be the top performing QB on the slate. I think both QBs are viable. I'm definitely going to have exposure to both, but I do like Dak a lot. Elliott, kind of in the middle on Elliott because they're saying Tony Pollard and Elliott are going to be kind of more of a split back role this season. So Tony Pollard's going to be eating into the Zeke snap count. And where is Tony Pollard actually? And Tony Pollard is also, he's only 6,300, so you get a discount on Pollard. I think he'll probably play about 40-45% of the snaps. They're both pretty good at receiving out of the backfield. I think both running backs are viable. I'm probably gonna run 20 lineups. I'll definitely have exposure to both of them. But it's tough. It's kind of tough for me to go crazy on Zeke. One, against the good defense and the Buccaneers. Two, the Cowboys are probably going to be playing from behind, so he might not even be getting a ton of carries if they're forced into passing situations. Now, he is great at receiving out of the backfield, but, you know. And then three, Tony Pollard eating into the snap count. So, I'll have exposure to Zeke, but I'm not going to go crazy on him. Same with Pollard. I do like Pollard a lot just because he's a discounted player. Both of them are good at receiving out of the backfield, so I don't think the game script's going to hurt him too much, but it does limit Zeke's upside a bit. Going on to wide receiver, I think all three of the main guys for Dallas are very viable. Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Gallup. If I had to pick one over the other, I would just go Gallup, simply because of the price discount that you get. But all three are viable. I'm going to be playing all three of them. I don't have any interest in the tight ends for the Cowboys. They're probably running like a 50-50 between their top 2 tight ends, and they're not big names. I don't have interest in those guys. Already talked about Pollard. Greg Zuerlein, I do think he's viable on this showdown slate. Just because he just puts up fantasy points, man. He just 16, 13, 13, 14. I mean, these numbers definitely get it done on a showdown slate more times than not. So I do think zero line is viable if you want to play a kicker. I have no interest in the Cowboys defense. And then lastly, I guess I'll mention Cedric Wilson. So let's actually look at the depth charts for Dallas. Yeah, so Cedric Wilson is the number 4 wide receiver. So I do think he's viable. He's only 1,800. If you do want to play a 4th wide receiver, Cedric Wilson, that's about as deep as I would go into the Cowboys wide receiver depth chart. Unless we get news that somebody's just not going to play or somebody's getting more snaps or whatever. But taking a look at that, at the Tampa Bay side, obviously Tom Brady, he's going to be viable on every slate he plays. He's not like a crazy, like he obviously has those games where he just goes off, but for the most part last season he's a 20 fantasy point guy. Like I said, they have a lot of running backs, so if the Bucs just take an early lead, get up a few scores, I could see them just kind of playing it smart and running out the clock, which would limit Brady's upside. That's why I kind of prefer Dak over Brady, just because I know the Cowboys are probably going to be playing from behind and be forced into passing situations. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Let me see. Okay, so I don't expect Chris Godwin to miss this game. So Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, I'm about 50-50 on them. I'm going to be playing both of them. I'm going to be playing a lot of both of them. I like both of them a lot. But if I was picking one over the other, I guess Godwin, just because of the price discount. And then Antonio Brown, I'm going to be playing a bunch of him as well. He should get about 50% of the snaps. They didn't really use him a whole lot last season, but I do expect him to be used more this season. Now that he has a full offseason of practice with these guys. You know, Brady likes him a lot. So I think Antonio Brown's a great play. And then I want to talk about Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones, and Gio Bernard. So I guess Gio cleared the injury. Okay, practice fully. So Gio's playing. So Gio is the new third down back for the Buccaneers, which limits Leonard Fournette's upside, because Leonard Fournette was the main pass catching back for this team last season. And then they were kind of using Ronald Jones as the more running back, except towards the end. Leonard Fournette kind of took everything over towards the end. But now, Gio Bernard is going to be playing third downs, and that kind of makes it tough to decide. Obviously, I like Gio because he's going to be catching the balls out of the backfield. But that makes it tough towards the end of the year, and end of the Super Bowl, like Ronald Jones just did not get as much opportunity. So I kind of that's tough to decide. So I guess I would lean Fournette still over Jones, but Gio Bernard playing really caps their upside. I definitely like Gio a lot, and then I'll probably have some exposure to Fournette as well. But as for Ronald Jones, I might throw him in a 1 or 2 lineups, and that's about it, just because there's only so much ball to go around. I don't want to play the Buccaneers defense. This is going to be a high-scoring game. I don't want any defense. Tight end, Rob Gronkowski and O.J. Howard. I like both of them a lot. Rob is listed as the number 1, but I think they're both going to have plenty of opportunity this season. Like last season, Gronk really didn't get a ton of play. Obviously, he had the big game in the Super Bowl. Like most of these games, like he just has like 1 catch for 17 yards or whatever. But I do expect him to be used a little more this season. And O.J. Howard was injured a lot last season as well. But he's a good pass-catching wide receiver. I expect both of them to be used fairly well. I do like both of them on the slate. I don't have any interest in Cameron Brate. No interest in Suck-Up. If I'm going to play a kicker, I'm going to just go Zerline on the Cowboys. Already talked about Gio Bernard. And then if you do want to play a depth wide receiver, for Tampa Bay, Scotty Miller is listed as the number 4, so I guess I would go with him. I prefer Tyler Johnson. I wish Tyler Johnson was listed as the number 4, just because I like him more. I think he's a better player. But he's listed as 5, so If I was going to play a depth wide receiver, I'd probably just go Cedric Wilson on the Cowboys, honestly, because deciding between Scotty Miller and Tyler Johnson is kind of tough. But I think that pretty much covers everybody, guys. Just a quick, 10-minute breakdown of the slate. Those are my thoughts. Any guys that stand out for me. Good luck in your contest tomorrow, and I'll probably be back for a stacks video later today.